Of course, you can have your own Beta Baddie or Beta Bro merch, your original gangster stuff. You can have your Sprinkle Twinkle. You can have your Gonna Get You Squish Squeeze You. You can even have, gosh, you look just like the 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. Thanks for the hot dog, Ben can snap. We're having a lot of fun around here today. And here's the thing, you guys. We just finished our Love to Love box battle #1. Wow, that was a great match. But right after Wisdom Wednesday. Right after Wisdom Wednesday, we are having our favorite, it's Prestige, the Summit Throwdown. That's right. Anyone that's earned their Summit is able to ante in, buy in with their Summit. We're going to screen record all of it so that we have a lot of content to give to favorited for ads and marketing. And then, of course, the game is on. It's a really fun game. It's the newest one we've been beta testing, and it's an absolute amazing, fun thing to play and watch. All right, my darlings, but this is Wisdom Wednesday, so do me a flav and share the live out. Let people know that we're here, and we're going to chit-chat a bit today about moderators and keeping yourself safe in the community, and then any other FAQs that you guys have. So share the live out, and I'm so grateful that you're here. 59 MVPs, and we haven't even had a notification go out. You guys are amazing. I'm just gonna get you and squish you and squeeze you. All right, happy Wednesday indeed. BT Dubs, my gangster name today is Big. What did I say it was? Big Ream. Big Ream, because I bought a ream of paper. So I'm Big Ream today. What are you? What's your gangster name today? What are your OG names? Thanks, D Texas. It is little or big, followed by the last thing you spent money on that's not favorited coins. So what did you spend money on that's not recharging, okay? A little coffee. All right, I love it. I love it. A little cappuccino. A little Americano. Big Bills. Big Bills. Ooh, a little fuel. A little Dr. Pepper. All right. What about little gas? All right. Taryn Osiris, my love, Taryn Osiris, a little Dr. Pepper. We should change that to Big Dr. Pepper, okay? Big Hotel from the Chaos family. Hi, Mrs. MJ, come on in. Sour Patch, D Texas, a treat of my own love, after my own heart. Love those Sour Patch Kids. Ron Studios, my love, thank you so much. Hi, Nicolette, how are you? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. Oh, Big Wendy's. Did you get that? The Dave's famous. Thank you, my joy. Thank you. Ooh, thank you so much, you guys. All right, share this live out. 95 MVPs in here. It is Wisdom Wednesday. Now, you guys, we changed our format a little bit. So Wisdom Wednesday, I thought we were going to have Fareed this week, but my bad, it's actually next week. So we're going to do a roundtable chat today, and we're going to talk about the things that have been the hottest topics on the app this week and talk about safety and moderators. Wisdom Wednesday, for those of you who are wondering, this is the largest recurring live on Favorited. This is a weekly show that we've done for the last about 10 months. We have favorited staff come. Hi, Brockton, my love. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to pull you up because we're talking moderators and safety, Brockton. We do a weekly show here, and the favorited staff, the CEO, Zach, our co-founder, Zach, our co-founder and president and developer, DT, founding co-member Fareed. We've had, last week we had our gorgeous Maya Lynn, who came in and talked to us about VidCon the week before, or that was the week before, Zach. But we have favorited staff come in and give us updates about what's happening on Favorited. Of course, we're in beta, right? The app is still being built. Then we want to ensure that we have a one place. You know, my live Megs here. I'm a community host. I'm an OG and affiliate here, and I'm a rated G. So, and I'm a big mama. I'm a big squisher. I'm going to get you and squeeze you. So I've turned out to be the lawn with which all of you little food trucks come and congregate. Good for me because I get the little droppings of the snacks that you guys are feeding each other, and good for us because we have an opportunity, a place where we can all gather. So Wisdom Wednesday here, something that we've done every Wednesday for the last 10 months. And then, of course, we also have on Saturdays, we have our community showcase where we can use my substantial audience for your benefit. Hi, gorgeous tripod. We are doing the Cheese Ball Challenge, by the way, the Cheese Ball Challenge. We are, as I said earlier, we are snipping and clipping all of our lives to submit to Favorited for advertisements for marketing. So if you guys want to be involved in that, if you ever come up in any of my boxes or we co-host and we do the Cheese Ball Challenge, Favorited's Cheese Ball Challenge, we would love, love, love to have you participate. If you do end up in a box and the recording does not get ghosted, I will send you the raw footage so you can snip it and clip it yourself. Just to clarify, this is not Megs advertising Megs asking Favorited to advertise Megs. This is Megs, the lawn with which all you food trucks congregate, saying, hey, let's co-host, let's market and advertise the best thing about Favorited, which is you, our community, right? So we are doing the Cheese Ball Challenges. We're doing all of our Favorited prestige games at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. We're doing our Summit prestige. So anyone who's earned their summit, even if it's not out yet, if the animation's not done, thank you, Marge, you can still come in and ante in, pay to play. It is a buy-in because there's a guaranteed prize. If we have 12 players, the guaranteed prize is at least 3 times the summit. So you'll get at least $300 back. More peace, more love, I love you. If there is 16 players, it'll be 4 times. So they'll be getting a diamond and an emerald and some gold, you know, that kind of thing. All right. But my darlings, that is right after Wisdom Wednesday. Right now it is Wisdom Wednesday. And if you don't have your tub of cheese balls, please go to your Walmart or Amazon and get it if you want to participate, because we'll be co-hosting and boxing through the rest of the week to ensure that you all get pictured, and it is a whole lot of fun. For those of you that don't want to eat cheese balls, you're lactose intolerant, you have an aversion to Cheetos, you sick freak, we will do a Pee Wee Herman tequila dance off. Okay, so we did get Big Worm to do that with us, and I do not want to be the bearer of bad news, but I am going to rip off the Band-Aid. The recording did not survive. It did not survive. So we're gonna have to go again. What's today's secret word, guys? What's today's secret word? Today's secret word is shenanigans. Shenanigans is the secret word. Let's go, Pee-wee. All right, my darlings, 125 MVPs in here. Let's go ahead and get started. I need my moderators in these boxes. My moderators, please. I need a squirrel. I need Christmas. I need generator. I need head fried rice. I need Will. Let's get you guys in here. We're going to round table a little bit. We're going to talk about safety and moderating here in Favorited. My darlings, you guys all have a lot of experience in other apps. You may or may not have a moderator. You may be a moderator, but I wanted to get our incredible MVPs in here and give them an opportunity to. Brockton, are you here? There you are. Give them an opportunity to weigh in on best tips and tricks, things that they do. We do have an opportunity to. This rising tide lifting all the boats, my darlings. Wayne, can you come in, Wayne? There you are, Wayne. So anyone that has feedback or suggestions about Favorited, we're going to talk about that too. This is going to be a roundtable Wisdom Wednesday, but I wanted to get our moderators in here and just give you an opportunity to talk with them and talk amongst yourselves about what it is you guys do and what your best practices are. Evan Official has 80,000 followers on TikTok, or 80,000 moderators, my darling. That's a lot of people, either way. All right, who are we missing moderators? Is Had Fried Rice here? Is Relentless Will here? Is Hi Sack Attack? Is Ashley, April Presley here? Oh, you can't have this many mods on TikTok. All right, Corey's here. All right, if any of our other moderators pop in, please at me. But I wanted to just start right here and say, these are some of the moderators that hang out with us on the Megs Live. We have some specific things that we ask them to watch for, and that's ultimately, right, keeping me and the chat safe from bullying, harassment, yuckiness, right? I'm rated G, so they'll catch people that say stuff like, that's inappropriate, and then stuff that's just blatantly gross and rude, right? But outside of that, there's a lot of other things that we coordinate. So I wanted to give them an opportunity to pop in and give us their best practices. And then also, you guys, remember, we're going to do some roundtabling here. So whatever hot topics you want to discuss, we will be open to bringing you guys in, share the live out. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the moderator that has been with me the longest. That's going to be DMF Wayne 321, Wayne 321 England, DMF Wayne 321 England, my less. Wayne, how are you today, my friend?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, thanks?
I mean, I'm doing all right. Tell me, Wayne, when you are moderating for me or anyone else, what are your best practices? What do you look for, and what do you try and focus on?
Well, I just keep looking at the chat, listen to the host and their rules, and that's it, keep it safe and just play by the rules, basically.
The rules that the host sets, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
So there may be some hosts that say, I don't know anything and I just need help, and you just take care of it, right? And you may have hosts that, as they learn, they're more comfortable saying, okay, well, hi Rico, let's try and do it this way or that way. But you, Wayne, have been with me the longest, and I'm so grateful for you. You guys, if you're not following Wayne, Wayne is one of our moderators. He's part of the DMF Daily Motivation family. He, as you can tell, is British. And an absolute darling. So I love that Wayne is able to hop in and help me when I come on earlier in the day, when my US moderators may not be ready, or they may be doing other things. Wayne always pops in and takes extra good care of me. Wayne, thank you so much. My next longest standing moderator here in the group is going to be Christmas. Hey, Christmas.
Buddy, how you doing?
Hi, thanks for jumping in. I know this is a little last minute, but same question to you. What do you look for? What is it that you are most focused on when you're moderating and that fan is super loud?
Chat, of course. Watching the chat, but then it depends on what you're doing for the day and what the different rooms are doing. People love battles, making sure that we
Do you
mute
have,
people.
is there like an ambulance behind you? Is there like construction? What's that loud buzzing?
Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, no, Timu, folks, stay away.
Timo.
Yeah, we want to make sure we do things like when we have an accident happen that's not intentional, muting all the people that come up into boxes right away. We try to get that done just to protect the creators as well that are coming up that might not necessarily know they're not muted and having a private conversation. Videoing when we can to make sure we have the information available on Wisdom Wednesday. So what we're sharing is the accurate information down in the chat. So either taking notes, making a video, revisiting that. So what we're passing on is the appropriate information. Outside of that, catching and muting individuals that are being out of line a little bit, a little salty. Working with the other moderators to talk to them about things that need to be done on a regular basis. When you adjust a rule with the battles, making sure we leave people up at the proper time. Because I think that's new to a lot of moderators right now, that we're bringing people down, but knowing when to bring them down. Outside of that, just hanging out with you and knowing what each person does. I moderate for you, Duck Race, which really isn't moderating. That's just a room where we race ducks, and people
Right.
usually are pretty laid back. And then Generator, and that's pretty much it. It's not a difficult thing. We just make sure everything kind of runs smooth.
So, Tails, my love, I'd love to get you in a box here in a minute if you can stick around. And I did not, I just want to give some extra love while I have you guys here. Thank you so much for the incredible opportunity that you are giving me to put you in these boxes and love on you a little bit. There's Wayne for you, my gorgeous friend. Thank you so much. Now, what I'd also like to know, Christmas, is you guys, we have a chat offline where we kind of coordinate the bigger events that
Yeah.
we do. How important is that, do you think, to have a team chat of some kind when you
It is.
guys?
And what just happened? Who did that? Who did
It's
that?
naked. He doesn't have any clothes on. It's blue.
Max. Naked.
Naked
Okay.
penguin.
We love you. Thank you so much. Yes, it is. And I actually sent you some information
Thank
so
you.
we can send you some information about things that you've updated, making sure it's appropriate before sending out. But I think it's very important that moderators go into that and see things that are implemented and what we might want to do appropriately as we go, things that might change a little bit. Oh my God, so many naked penguins around here.
They're naked. They're just put your clothes on, penguins. We don't care how warm it is. I don't want to see that feathered hiney flapping around. Come on now. My pure eyes.
But no, I think Discord is essential and should be used more. Like I said, and then we can send things to you. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you, friends. Cut it out. So yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Discord is essential.
Well, and if it's not Discord, it's hold on just a second. Tripod, my love. I'm sorry you popped in late, you guys. This is Wisdom Wednesday. Zach and DT pop in every other week. On the off weeks, we have other favorited employees or we have other creators in so that we can the rising tide lifting all boats. So we're not having Zach or DT today. I thought it was free this week, but that's actually next week. So this week we're talking about safety in the community, moderator best practices, and then the hot topics that you guys have. We'll do some roundtable chat here in a second, but I want to have an opportunity for my moderators to weigh in and discuss with you guys. Right, we have a pretty big flat platform. I'm the lawn with which all the the community food trucks park. So we always have well over 100 people in my live every time we go, and that can be a lot of new friends that come in that say I'm brand new, I don't know what's going on. We have a lot of favorites that roll in. We play a lot of games, a lot of learn and grow lives and all that stuff. So my moderators, right? You can see I have several. This is not all of them, and this is a volunteer position. This is an unpaid position. Favorited gets asked all the time, how do I get a moderator? And the answer is you as a creator you should find your own. Normally, people, once they kind of vibe with you, they'll offer their services, or you can, be bold enough to ask someone. I do have a few that pop in on the really big events that we do. Like if we have a big event, then I have some friends that come in as extra backup. But this group here, I've got two others that pop in occasionally: Head Fried Rice, Relentless Will, Brittany Animals, Spirit Healer, Pettiest Daddy. Duck Race is a moderator as well. Don't forget me, Duck Race. Thank you so much. Duck Race is here. Duck Race, we just mentioned you. If you want to pop in and answer questions about moderating, I'd love to have Tails and Tilly pop in. You've got a big audience as well, Tails, so I want to find out how you handle and communicate with your mods. Next, longest standing moderator that I have up here is going to probably be Generator. Generator, my love, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm so desperately going through withdrawals because I miss you, but I'm glad that you're here. Tell me the same question, my love. What is it that you focus on when you're moderating, and how do you focus as a team as well?
I try to focus on being faster than Christmas. Hasn't worked yet. Um, are we just talking about what are the things we focus on, or just kind of the
I
whole
mean, as
experience in
you're
general?
moderating, you haven't done this before. I mean, we have an off app chat where we kind of talk about like what we should be focusing on. We're rolling out a new game. What are the different rules? When should we bring people down? Right. But if there's something specifically that you look for when you're moderating, like in the chat or like somebody in the box, like is there?
Yeah, yeah. So, like the number one things that I look for, right, are I can't help it. If somebody ats me, I see it. So if you're trying to get the attention of a moderator, anybody who's got that little after their badge number, they've got that little person symbol. You can at that person and say, "Hey, mod, question." I was confused for a long time when people say at mod. You can't at mod. That's not a thing. You have to at the person's name. So that's just a right. I would at mod all the time and just assume that all the mods got this bright red message. They don't. So find a mod, at them, and say moderator question, whatever it is. The other thing that I try to focus on is when people are asking questions of Meg's that she maybe hasn't gotten to or is in the middle of a game and can't uh, see it or respond to
Right.
it. I try to answer that relatively quickly. One of the most common things that I see are the where am I in the queue and when can I come up? So I actually have a little script, right, that I've written in Notepad that I copy and paste from. So I can just at that person really quickly, right, without having to type it in every time. So that's the one thing that was like a kind of a trick for me that was really helpful. The other thing that Christmas is super effective at that I am not nearly as good at is muting people when they come up. That's super important. And then the thing that's always a little bit tricky with Megs is knowing when to take people down. So we try to, for a long time, Megs wanted to take people down as opposed to have the mods do it. So again, that communication of what you want your mods to do, what you want to do, has been kind of critical. Um, the scheduling, I think, is the one thing that we could work on better, whether we do that in Discord or however we do it. But it's just kind of sometimes it feels like everybody's here moderating, and it's not like mods can really step on each other's toes. That I haven't really seen that happen. But there's also times where, because everybody's been there for a while, I've made assumptions that Meg's got mods and don't show up. And there's been a couple times where Meg's has had nobody. So that kind of schedule coordination. So you kind of either when you can do it on the daily, but I just kind of think in advance to say, I've always got Fridays or I've always got blah, 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 just so you kind of are the point person. If other people come in to help, that's great. But there's no expectation for that.
Right.
And then the last thing that I try to pay attention to is this is something I didn't know that I learned. I thought the chats were maybe delayed a little bit so that a mod would have a chance to do something about it before it was displayed in chat and Megs could see it. That's not the case. So the chats come through real time. Um, in order to hide some of the vitriol, or and I'll be honest, I haven't really seen a lot of vitriol or weirdness in Meg's chat. And again, maybe it's because I'm not as fast as Christmas, and also because I haven't been here as long. But the best way to get rid of it is to mute or block the creator, kind of depending on what they say. That's kind of a judgment call, but you can mute and block for a certain amount of time, right? And the other one is just to start spamming the chat with comments, whether it's emojis or whatever, just to kind of get it to go off the screen. Megs doesn't have a lot of time when she's hosting to scroll backwards to see the history of the chat. So just putting in kind of, I wouldn't say they're random comments, but just Meg's chat rolls pretty fast. But in chats that are a little slower like mine, the mods would just go in there and, it can be garbage characters. Nobody cares, right? You just kind of want to force it to roll off the screen.
Right. And I appreciate that. And there's sometimes that I do catch something, but most often, you guys, I am rated G. You guys should know that, and I'm so grateful to every one of you for being mindful of my tender heart and eyes, and making sure that you do get rid of those comments and those. And here's the thing too, though. In addition to me being rated G, I'm also a mom, and I've been through high school, and so I know that we all like do silly things and make mistakes, and maybe we don't know any better, or we're not trying to be offensive. So unless somebody comes in and is just an absolute bleh. We don't block or kick permanently, right? Like we want to make sure, oh, maybe you didn't know, man. Like I'm rated G, right? And if they're like cool about it, then we're cool with it, right? But if they're, insistent that, it's their way or the highway, well, sorry, it's my life and it's my rules, and you can go sit in timeout, right? So I'm grateful to Generator too. I want to say that we had Brockton jump in next, and Squirrel's my last recruit. So Squirrel, I'll save you for last before we jump over to Tails and Tilly and Pow Pow. You guys, this is a Wisdom Wednesday where we're doing a roundtable about safety in the community, moderating, and then whatever time left, we will address your Q&A, your FAQ questions. If you want a box, by all means, request, my darlings. I am going to bring up those people that I've pre-selected first, and then if we do have the extra time for the Q&A, we'll bring you up one at a time, and I may bring some people one off if I see them pop in. So my darlings, thank you so much for being here. Brockton, you moderate for me. You are a pretty big creator, and you go live yourself, so I know that I can catch you. You come in occasionally. You're not here as often as everyone else, but when you do, you are great at being kind of a muscle and a bouncer. Is there anything specific that you look for when you're moderating, Brockton?
Well, I do look for, like, people getting aggravated. That's a big thing that I look for. Is everybody else is taking care of a lot of other things, but I'm looking for basically somebody getting aggravated at Megs or people in general, and saying, this is unfair and all that stuff. You just want to, like, break it down for the person, like, okay, maybe you think it's unfair, but it's this, that, and that. So just to, like, give them a peace of mind, you know.
Yeah.
If they get too unruly, I just tell them this isn't a place for that, and that's it. Like, I don't try to fight with anybody or anything like that. It's just it's controlling the chat the way it should be, and, like, no negativity. That's the bottom line. You want to have fun, and you want to play a game and stuff like that. Come have fun, play a game. Don't have to be negative about it. Megs is taking her time out and hanging out with everybody. And people saying, that Megs is, like, doing this, doing that, and saying a lot of negative things about a woman that actually, put her blood, sweat, and tears in this app, and on everybody in here. You can't tell me that Megs never did anything that, really brightened your day. It brightens my day every single time I see this woman live.
You're sweet. That's not what you're here for, but I'll take it. Thank you, my darling. It's a good point, though. It's a good point. If someone starts to get aggravated, and I actually, Tails and Tilly, this is one of the things I wanted to bring you up for. So let me go to Squirrel, and then I'll ask you, my darling. But with regards to, like, people putting in messages that maybe need extra attention, right? Maybe somebody's saying, I'm depressed, or, hey, I feel like I'm, going to hurt myself, or, putting in those kind of messages. So as moderators and teams, how do we handle that? That's where I want to go to you, Tilly, a little bit deeper. But let's go over to Squirrel, my gorgeous Squirrel, my love. Squirrel, thank you, Brockton. Squirrel, I recruited you. I said, hey, I'm voluntolding you to be a moderator for me. But the reason why is because you were with us a lot, and you were pretty much doing what the moderators were doing yourself anyway, and we wanted to just make it official. So a lot of the things that you help with that I've noticed, and my moderators are great about this, is, like, I think Wayne had said earlier in Christmas too, like, we have some standard, like, spiels that we say, right? We'll bring up an order of request up if you want to play. Hey, this is, this is an anti-in game, or hey, this is a rated G live, or this is Wisdom Wednesday, request a box. Like, so Generator has some standard kind of things that she's got on like a notepad that she can just copy and paste into the chat. Squirrel was during that. She was reminding people it's rated G. So my gorgeous Squirrel, thank you again for coming in and being our most recently added moderator. And what is it that you look for specifically when you are moderating for me or anyone else that you work with?
Well, I kind of watched Christmas a lot and Generator and for a while Pickle Juice, but
There's
I'm gonna
Pickle.
say it's Christmas and I'll tag him if I see something or give him a heads up on something because I don't have Discord. That was one of the things that he brought up. I don't have Discord, so I'm kind of like saying look for this but I'm trying not to say a word that'll alert other people.
Right, right.
But I'm trying to communicate with Christmas because we're either here or we're in Generators lives a lot.
Got it. So
So I
I,
watch him. I
I,
watch him a lot. But one thing that I think we all agree on, none of us are as fast as him at removing people, and we need to know how he does that.
he drinks a lot of Monster and eats a lot of candy, I think.
I don't know,
Monster.
but something just came up that I do want to kind of address. I mean, I've been watching the chat since everybody came up here, but there's one thing that they were talking about. I don't have the ability to do this, and I've tried before because DT told me how to do this. About holding down on a comment and making it disappear. I can't ever do that. So sometimes the emoji thing is really hard for me when we're trying to catch comments and all that and people are just spamming so much and we're trying to go back through to
Yeah.
if we think we caught it, if we think we saw something. And so when Christmas was trying to give me instructions and I forget who that was a while ago, he was telling me and so I was trying to do that even on Christmas's comments. I can't do that. I don't have that ability.
So
So
what I can tell you is I think what he's mentioning is when you hold down on someone's comment, you've got a little pop-up that comes in that says view profile, invite as guest, remove from moderators if they're a moderator, report or block moderator actions. You click on the moderator actions.
I don't have that.
You don't have that at all.
Mm-mm.
What kind of phone do you have, Squirrel?
iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Brockton, do you have it too?
I think Brockton has an
So
Android.
wait, you have to hold it down,
So if
right?
you so Sir Ken's message right here, love to love. If you hold on
Yeah.
Sir Ken, there's a little pop-up that comes up.
The
And
only
it
thing
should
that
say at Sir Ken and then view profile, invite as guest, add to moderators or remove. That's probably just for me. Report, block, or moderator actions. You don't see the moderator actions there?
no.
No, so if I just click on somebody, it says timeout, kick user, ban user. Then
Mm-hmm.
I hold it down, it says share and report. That's it.
Correct. That's what I
Okay.
have as
So
well.
That's it.
And
So
Brockton
I
has
can
an
tell you on that
Android.
specifically. I have an Android, and I can tell you specifically, these are two of the areas where it's inconsistent. You'll find that moderator actions, and those are the ones, if you click on it, it's hit or miss. It'll be there sometimes it won't be there. Sometimes we'll just have the 3 options. Other times, just on clicking softly, we'll get all 5 options. Just the same with the at thing. So it's
Yeah.
a very hit and miss thing. It seems to happen more often when the chat's been going for a while. Like the at option doesn't always work at the beginning to at and alert someone that they're
Yes.
supposed to come
I
up.
I know
Uh,
what you're talking about. That drives me
yeah,
insane because I'll be trying to find somebody real quick and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to try to remember how they spell their name
yeah,
correctly.
yeah.
Was there an underscore? Wait, who was that? Because when she's calling out a name, sometimes we already know because we've been here long enough. We know how to spell their name. If
yeah,
it's a 3 instead of an E,
Right.
like if they're in House of Jokers or something, we know
Yeah.
yes,
it's like TH3 for
yeah,
the. We know that, but so we know that. But if we don't really know how to spell somebody's name and we can't just do the at, for a beginning and it doesn't show up. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We're like,
When that
oh
starts to
man,
work, usually that other option does work. What I do as a backup sometimes, if it's something spicy, there's no
Mhm.
reason for them to be in the live anymore for that day. And
That's
so what happens immediately, I just ban them for the day.
yeah,
You're
that's
not
what I
in
was
here
trying.
making.
That's what I was trying
what
to
I
alert you to the other day, Christmas. I was trying to give you a on somebody's name. I mean, it was way, 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 yeah. And I was like trying to do.
Yeah, I was trying to get
what I
those, and like I said, it's inconsistent, so it doesn't always work. But we try to get it that way. We'll remove it from the chat, or like Generator said, I will do the same thing. I will spam the heck out of it, put some things in there, and let it just slide up top, and then have their name down to be aware of them next time.
Brockton,
Yeah.
what do you do?
what I wanna know is if this could be changed on the app actually. If you hold somebody's name down, instead of having share and report, I mean, you already have report when you click on their name and it goes to that white box. It says report right there. I think that if you hold that down, it should automatically do an at right in the comments.
I mean, that would be a great one, especially when you have a live with over 50 people and you try and add someone. If it's a smaller
Absolutely.
live, the names come up, but when they're big like this, you can't select. So I agree with that's a great feature. TikTok has that, and it's one of the things that I do miss
Yes.
from that. So great suggestion. Okay, let me pop over to one last thing before I go over to details. So in Wisdom Wednesday, last time DT was around, and last week with Zach, they did say that moderator functions are being improved. So right now, moderators can send people down from boxes, but they can't bring people up. So that's going to change. But they also said we're going to have moderator levels. So you're going to be able to select a moderator, let's say level alpha, which is going to be the exact same abilities that the host has. Okay. Then you're going to have a level beta, which has not all the ham, but maybe some slices of spam, right? And then you're going to have someone that has higher than chat, but not as much as everyone else. So the idea is you're going to be able to identify in your live every time or whatever specific show you're doing. Okay, Christmas is our lead today. Christmas is going to take the reins. He's going to drive the bus. Everybody else is going to help, push along, but Christmas is the lead, right? And then you can assign people to specific tasks. If you've got somebody that says, "Hey, I want to be your mod. I'm your biggest fan. I want to be your mod," and you don't know them that well, you can give them a trial run with like the entry level options and see how they do, right? So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. But ultimately, moderators being able to put people in boxes and the mute, block, kick functions actually working, and moderators being able to pin a chat or pin a message. Those are going to be the biggest things that are going to help us more efficiently and effectively work as a team. Yes, Brockton.
Another thing is what I'm gonna ask is, say you're in 2v2s, right?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it because it happens. 2v2s and I glitch out. I'm the one that brought them all in a box. Is there a way that maybe they can have like a button or something to switch the user to make them
Host. Yeah.
the host?
Yeah. Yeah, so we actually were talking about that when we were beta testing 2v2 from the very beginning, and we invented the free for all elimination game where you co-host with 8 people and then you play a game and the low score drops. What was happening was we were glitching out, and what if the low score was the host that started it, right? We still wanted to be able to
Exactly.
assign it. So the idea is going to be very similar to it's we call it a love raid, where like if the host glitches or the host wants to leave, you can either send your entire chat to a specific creator or have it be randomized and we all jump into like the next available person in the app, or B, hi big worm my love, hi fish family, if you are the host and you glitch out, you've already preset that it's going to go to your whoever's in this box right here or something like that. So that's absolutely happening.
Big worm.
Happening. Okay, my gorgeous Tails and Tilly has a very large team there and the TNT crew. And you have a lot of activity in your chat and you do mental health on your live a lot. So my question for you and anything else you want to bring to our attention, my love, is as follows. I kind of alluded to it. Often in my chat, right, we're a positivity community. It's all about the love and the squishes and the gitches, and we try and keep everything upbeat. But that doesn't mean that we can't have candid conversations and we can't talk seriously. But there's a time and a place, and there most certainly are some messages that come through that are not something that, number one, A, I'm equipped to deal with as a host, or B, that I should even address. But also, we want to make sure that we're not leaving these people who really are in need of help. Hi, Big Worm. Thank you so much. Don't forget. Thank you. We don't want to leave them hanging. So, what is it that you could do in your live, or any advice you can give if someone puts in a chat that is, concerning?
So one of the biggest things with my lives and all I'm not a G-rated live, but I am say PG-13. I do have rules. And one of the things that all of my everybody that comes in my lives, not just moderators, it's everywhere, everyone looks for are those words, the things that I don't allow. Things I don't allow. They know. They see my face. I have facial expressions that I'll be like, oh my God, did that just happen? I get
Right.
very quiet. I
Yeah.
get very, because I don't want to be rude.
Yeah.
They catch it before I catch it. The other thing they know is I have a horrible vision, so it's really hard for me to see this really tiny writing. So I have a really good group of people that just read the chat for me. If I have someone that isn't having an emergency or comes in, and I'm so sorry, just one.
You're okay. No worries at all. So I appreciate that she mentioned words that she blocks. So in your own profile settings, guys, if you go to profile and then settings and scroll down to some of your options, you can add your moderators there, or you can add it from your settings when you are hosting, when you're live. But there's a place there for blocked words. Now, unfortunately, you do have to write in the words that you want to block, but I've blocked several words. It does not block from a username. So you still may have people that come in and troll you with their username, but there's specific words that I've blocked from any of my live streams that can never be put in the chat. Somebody can type it, but it'll never pop in as visible. Tails. So your moderators look for specific words.
They look for specific words. They people know to come in and just say I'm having a bad day, or
Right.
I really need to talk, or I need up, and they flag them first, and we'll drop. We need. Sorry.
You're okay. You know what? Let me pop over. Let me pop over to Pow Pow. Pow Pow. Same question to you. You have a positivity community. You've got a great team of people over there. You've got a lot of people that watch your back and watch the chat activity when you're live. How many moderators do you think is a good number to have? And is there anything specific since the start of this live that you thought that we missed that we should still address?
Well, I think like having at least 1 to 3, but sometimes even, like when I hosted box battles, I just did it myself because you know why? If the moderator had a problem with somebody else that came into the chat and blocked them, and I had this happen before, and they blamed me for it. It was somebody who was a mod in my thing, blocked somebody, kicked them out, and then they came and attacked me on it. So I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody because I stay active with my chat and I stay active with the people I'm battling with, and I just look myself.
Okay,
Because
so
then if
this.
you do block somebody, then they know it's you. That's not somebody else. Nobody else gets blamed. There's no more drama. If you block somebody, you block somebody. Or you kick somebody out, you kick somebody out. But Megs, what you do is totally different. You should have, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
Compared
also,
to
right?
other people. But some people, yeah, sometimes having too many mods is not good either.
Right. So I am rated G, and there's certainly right. I think probably being as a woman as well, I get spicy chats that maybe you guys wouldn't get as often. But I appreciate that at the beginning we had some moderators that kind of helped with messages. But as far as the blocking, the kicking, the muting, I did that all myself. And now what we do is it's very rare. It's not often. I mean, ultimately, if someone comes in with a really terrible username, it's an immediate block, right? We're not putting up with it. But we like to give chances. Like I don't ever want to be someone that just because you didn't know any better and you rolled in and you thought you were being funny because it was funny the last live you were in. You come in and say something to me, and all of a sudden one of my mods blocks or kicks you because it's gross, but you didn't know any better, right? So what we do is they just keep me in the loop. If you guys block or mute or kick anybody, then it's more than a few hour thing. You let me know who it was and why, and that way. I have had somebody come in and say, "Hey, why'd you block so and so? Why'd you block so and so?" And of course, I'm not blocking or muting anyone. So we have had that happen. And Pow Pow, I appreciate that. Although you could definitely use some mods, you decided to take that responsibility on because you can stay on top of it. When you triple or quadruple your audience, will you consider bringing
Well,
moderators back?
of course, mods are great to have. I'm
Yeah.
not saying downplaying it. I'm just meaning like if you're going just streaming, you have under 20 people in your live, you don't need one. I'm not saying that some people do, some people don't, because people act and look at different things when they're
Yeah,
battling and this and that.
yeah.
But it just sometimes it can get you, it can start drama that you don't need, and it's, yeah.
Yeah, I think Kelly Roses has a good comment. She's like, depending on what's happening in my life, right? If you're having a mental health live, you might consider having moderators to help you with
Oh, of
that,
course.
right?
Yeah,
But if you're
100%.
having, if it's a game, maybe they're helping you with coordinating, but not so much watching nastiness.
You know,
Um,
you got to have trust in your people too. If you don't have trust in them, then they shouldn't be a mod.
well,
100%. Like
So speaking
that's
of trust, this is one of the things you guys are looking at my inner circle here, my most trusted here. Now I have a lot of friends and a lot of acquaintances and a lot of people that I just absolutely love, and you're all included in that. I love you all just desperately. But there are a couple of people that have asked to mod for me before I kind of knew any better, and I gave them the opportunity to mod, and what ended up happening was terrible. So let me tell you what happened, just to be made aware. Okay. We are in the business of live streaming. Okay. We are on camera live for a living. And a lot of us, it's our only living. Okay. Now, what happens is, unfortunately, there are other people that come around and they like to support creators that they are interested in, that they're engaged by. Some are called shooters, some are called gifters, some are called supporters. But ultimately, those people that go around and flash the cash, unfortunately, creators will sometimes fight over them and blame each other for stealing my supporter or stealing my gifter, or so and so told a lie about me and now my best supporter is no longer with me. Now, what often can happen is you'll have a moderator that decides that they are going to block, kick, or ban someone that is a big supporter of you, with the intention of getting that supporter for themselves or over to someone else. So again, like Brockton said, there has to be this level of trust. And as a sprinkle twinkler, as a supporter here, right? Again, I will tell you right now that I have been approached and people try to tell me things about people that I've gone in and blessed with for whatever ulterior motives those have. I will keep your name safe, so I won't listen to any bad talk about anybody. The only time my moderators know to name a name to me is if they blocked or banned someone and what the reason was, or if my personal or family safety, physical safety, is being threatened. Other than that, they don't name names to me. They don't talk about what happens in the chat to me, because I want to make sure that whatever my opinion is of you, it's the one that you and I have formed together, not one I've formed because I've listened to someone else. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to Pickle Juice and then I'm gonna drop down to Tripod. Pickle Juice, my love, you came in and I got you in this box and we gave you a naked penguin and you have moderated and supported and done a lot of back office work for a long time. What can you add, if anything, that we haven't talked about, or and what is it that you look for when you're moderating?
Well, first I want to say thank you for the spicy penguin. And I wanted to let you know, I believe you have the F word censored in here in your chat.
Yes.
So a couple weeks ago, somebody had come in and they somehow it still showed up. They spammed the F word. And someone, I think Brockton, or no, it was Christmas, said, this is a G-rated live. Like, let's not do that here. So I attempted to, after they did it several times, I tried to give them a timeout, and it said that the feature was not available. So I wasn't able to time them out. But the only time that in this live in particular that I have ever had to give anyone a timeout is when we're trying to get to questions and people will spam emojis. If I see them excessively spamming, I personally will tag them with, I have a notepad for this live, and I will tag them with one of my notes that says, please stop excessive spamming. We're trying to answer questions, or something to that effect. I copy
Right.
and paste it. Well, there was a person that saw that, gave me a salute and said yes, and then continued and did it 10 more times. So I give them, at that point, you get a 1-minute timeout at that point, because I know you're deliberately doing it. You've seen it, you've acknowledged me, and now you're going to go away for 1 minute. So when the
She's
most
hard nosed, man. She's hard nosed. She gives you a
the
minute.
most I've ever timed out is like a minute in here. And then there was somebody that was in your box at one point flashing middle fingers, and they got 24 hours. But that's the most I've had to do in here. Yes, a minute. Don't make fun of me, Tails and Tilly. A minute. because I feel like people are having fun in here, and when they do the emojis, it's because they're getting excited. So I don't want to take that from them,
Yeah.
but I do want to let them know you're not going to give me a salute and say you acknowledge me and then continue to do it. So
Right.
let's come back and try this again.
Right.
Because I do like to give them redemption, because people do get a dopamine hit from this. This is whether you are sending gifts. I'm a gift giver by nature. It's one of my, like it almost feels like a spiritual gift. Like I'm led. That's my love language. I like to gift my friends. I have something I bought for Tails and Tilly recently that I'm mailing to her. It's my way of showing like, hey, I love you, and this made me feel good to do it for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So I like to give, and people get that in a different way in here. Some people get it by spamming the chat and putting emojis and showing their expression of how much they appreciate you. So I think a minute for something like that, which is a minor offense, is sufficient. If I do see people coming in here and starting to argue in the chat, I'll ask them to please take it off the app and not use this live as their platform for
Right.
arguing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people are very respectful of your platform, that you've worked really hard to drill into everyone's head that this is the way we do things here. Megs is nice, but Megs also doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get so many chances, and then you're going to find a door, and you take care of that. We don't even have to.
I appreciate that. And for the record, you guys, this is in my room, my life, right? My life is rated G. When I pop around and come visit you, I mean, it's lovely that there's many people that say out of respect, let's keep it G. Megs is here. Never required, you guys. I want you to be safe in your place. I'm not going to come to your house and say, take off your shoes in your house, right? No, that's your house, okay? If I'm uncomfortable, I'll pop out. No judgment, you guys. And if I pop in and I'm popping in a kind of a quiet moment right before the strip show is about to start, please tell me my safe word. Tell me Meg's Pee-wee, and I will tequila dance right out of there so that I can protect my myself. Okay, so Pee-wee is my safe word, my darlings. But here's the thing. Again, if I pop in on you, it's lovely that people do that, and I'm so grateful and appreciative. But I never expect you to change what you're doing just because I roll in. Your live is your world, baby, and you run it the way that you want. Okay. Now, my darlings, one more thing to keep in mind: that with the moderator functions not always working, please, we've got to send reports in. If you are not able to block, kick, or ban somebody from the chat, you can go into their profile and do it. Christmas, you had your hand up. Did you want to add something? Oh, you just.
No,
Just sprinkle twinkle
do
hat.
it. We can't do it through the profile. Like right now, if I use Homestead, I'm not going to do it to you, Homestead, but you're in the comments right here. If I click on it, I have the option to do timeout, kick, or ban user.
Right.
And oftentimes that don't work, even if I try like a 1 minute timeout. If I click on her profile, I don't have that option from there, like to time them out.
Okay, so the timeout doesn't go away. You can block and kick from, well, you can't kick, but you can block and ban from profile. So we had this in Jessie Lawless's live earlier today. She was trying to kick somebody and it wasn't working. It said the function was not available. So DT actually rolled in and asked for the screenshot. We do have a new update that if you guys haven't installed it, it is available now. It is bugs and function updates. If you guys haven't installed that, I don't know if it's available yet for Android, but it is available for iPhones.
Oh, good. Yeah, because every time it says error.
Yeah, so you get the error too. So DT's got that one. Christina, you just updated.
Good.
Okay. All right, let me pop over to Tripod. Hey, my excellent brother. You have been on social media for a while. Oh, Brockton's not done. What else,
Sorry,
Brockton?
one more. The Z's. Please tell me they're getting rid of that.
Yes.
Thank the Lord. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, my love. Okay, Tripod, you have been in social media for a while. You did you come over from TikTok? Tripod?
Yes, not streaming like this. Do you hear me?
Okay, you glitched out and you froze and now you dropped. So what happened? Oh no! Tripod, come back if you can. Did your Wi-Fi just drop? Maybe he's trying to update. Maybe update your app. tripod. We've got about 10 more minutes, guys, before we want to end our show, and I've got a couple of people that I still wanted to touch on. So my gorgeous moderators, I do want to get to head fried rice. So let me have you. I'm going to pop down. Christmas, I'm going to pop you down. Generator, I'm going to pop you down. And I just want to get a couple more of these boxes free. Pow Pow, my love, I'll drop you down. Thank you so much. We want to get back to Tails. She was being interrupted, and I want to get her take on this as well. Christmas, I'm going to leave you there for a second. Pickle Juice, I'll leave you there. We're going to try and get Matt back up. Yes, Sir Ken, come up, and then let's see if I can get. Let me see if I can get tripod back. All right, but I do want to go to head fried rice. So head fried rice, my love, head fried rice. You guys, by the
Hello.
way, uh, my Kylie here was one of our special Wisdom Wednesday guests talking about mental health and resources available. And one of the questions I was hoping to get Tilly to touch on is what we do when we have someone in the chat that is saying that they are, we're worried for their safety. They're saying, I'm going to hurt myself. I'm depressed. There's no light in my life, or, those kind of messages. As a moderator, what is your best practice? Do you bring it to the host's attention? Do you try and address it yourself? What do you do when that happens?
Sorry, was the question directed at me or Tails?
Yes, to you, my love. Head fried
Oh,
rice.
okay, sorry. Yeah, so it can be quite complicated, okay, especially because everybody responds to things differently. So I think it's definitely context dependent. Sorry, let me put it on do not disturb so you don't get notifications. There you go. Um, yeah, it's definitely context dependent, but one thing I will say is that the first instance, if you're worried for somebody's immediate safety, it's always 911 or whatever local area code you use. In the UK, it's 999. If you think somebody has acted on plans to harm themselves. However, if they're talking and making those kind of suggestions that suggest that they might be feeling suicidal or struggling with their mental health, there's a lot of resources that you can direct them to. Um, in the first instance, I would say resources is the best option purely because a lot of those people are trained and can give very specific guidance and sometimes medical guidance that you might not be able to offer. Um, but a lot of people, when they're feeling like that, do just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes it's listening without judgment. Sometimes it's, encouraging them to take that step to get help because people might not realize that there are resources. They might not realize that they even need help to begin with. So sometimes it's just sitting there listening and not judging, even if it's something that makes you quite uncomfortable, because these conversations are uncomfortable, right? They make us feel a little bit uneased. But my guidance would be to just direct to the relevant resources for that person or to somebody that knows how to sort of approach that, so the pressure's not on you then as a user to take all of that on, because it's quite heavy when you feel responsible for that.
Yeah. Well, and ultimately, like, we can't take responsibility for it. So what I'm going to say is, Head Fried Rice is very kind, and she always recommends, if you feel that there's an emergency, to 911 it. What I'll say is, if you don't know where that person is, and you don't know this person, and you don't know if it is true or not, I would immediately report your live, and get some favorited staff in there to view the situation, because we have a safety team that will certainly ensure that the legal ramifications are handled, but ultimately the safety of the person is the most important. So they'll be able to work with authorities to get the IP address that's needed where we don't have access to that. So Head Fried Rice has the resources in my Discord. We have a resources bot there that will list out the local resources, right, that are available. But my loves, if you are, if you know what your local resources are, if you can Google it and just have it handy, and you can say, moderators, can you please tell Sweet Girl that, the local food pantry is here, or the local crisis number is that. And then, my darlings, as unfortunate as it may sound, you give that information. And then as a host, what I would do is I would let them know that we're happy to give them those resources and send them all our loves and hugs. But we're not professionals, and we're not able to advise and help with that sort of thing, other than give you the big hugs that we can. Tails, my love, can I pop back to you and get your take on this?
Yeah, and I just want to hit on that because
Yeah,
that is very important.
yeah,
So, a lot of times, and this is something that I think that most of my mods understand, we all want to be helpful. Everybody in the boxes want to be helpful when someone is coming in and they are having a bad day.
yeah,
But it's not always you're the right person to give that advice, right?
Right.
And that's something that they really have to look out for. I have a very different approach when I'm listening to people. I give solutions, multiple solutions about what they can do and what resources we can find. But when box number 2 and number 5 and number 7 all the jump in at the same time, it's very difficult and it can be very confusing. So when we have someone that wants to be overly helpful, we try to mute that person, or we try to politely mute them, right? We're not trying to be rude, but there's a cutoff for the amount of help that should be
Exactly.
here. We're here to listen. We're here to be compassionate. We're here to, understand when it is an emergent situation where you have to get something outside of here. And there's been many times that I've shut my live down. I have to shut my live down and call that person and make sure that they're safe and make sure that they're doing the things that they need to do that I can't help them with, or you can't help them with,
Right.
because we are not first responders in their area that can
Right.
come and assist them. So understanding where the line is, understanding where the limit is. If you're thinking of self-harm, please come into my live and say that, because I will get you the help that's local to you, and I'll sit on the phone with you until they get there. But keep in mind, when we're giving advice, it should be very limited.
Yeah.
99.9% of the time, it's listening. It's listening and not saying a word. It's not interrupting people when they are sharing. Those are the things that mods need to look for. If tripod sharing and Christmas is telling, oh yeah, I did that too one day when I was bad, you've just ruined their entire free flowing energy, right? They can't get it out anymore because you've interrupted that, them getting their feelings out so many times. They don't know where they were, and then they're just like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
So please be respectful, and mods, please keep in mind, when you are seeing, if you are involved in mental health lives, if you are seeing someone who took their story, right? And what I mean by that is they're telling their story. It's their turn to share, and someone else overpowers that. You have to be able to politely interrupt that, because what you're not giving that person a chance to share, and they may shut down, which could make things worse for them. So be respectful if you're a participant in a live like that, as well as a mod. Please be mindful and listen and watch for those things, and politely cut them off. um trigger warnings are huge, right? And there's not a lot of people that do that, and we did. And I will tell this story because it was very traumatic for a lot of people. We had someone who was very comfortable with their story, and I guess said it 100 times a day, so it came out like they were telling you a movie plot. And that story was very triggering for a lot of people. And that person had to be shut down in multiple, not just my life, multiple lives, because that story
It's
didn't need
just
to
too
be
much.
shared right here.
Yeah. It was just too much.
It was too much.
Yeah.
And without warning, anybody can be triggered with that kind of stuff. So be mindful of the content that you're sharing and what you're sharing about your life. And not everything should be shared publicly on an open platform like this.
Right. Well, and to
Um,
your point, Tails and Tilly, to your point, ultimately you are the boss of your live stream. So anyone that comes in and tries to take it, right, you have to take the, I'm going to say you're going to take the power back, the stream
yep.
back, the content back, and put it back on the course that you're trying to direct it. I love that you had said sometimes you'll end your live because you want to give direct focus and attention to that one person. If this is a brand new person that I don't know, they've come in my chat and they've said, you know, Megs, I'm depressed, I need help, I feel suicidal. What do we do in that situation versus someone in a box telling a story? So I love, will you just touch on the trigger warning? Do you label your live as trigger warning? We're talking about mental health, just so that it kind of is a blanket for anyone.
Yeah. So every morning when I start my live, it says morning mental health with Tails and Tilly. So everyone knows that we're coming into a mental health live. I have it formatted, right? So when you come in, you share your mental health number on a scale from 1 to 10. How's your mental health today? So we used to go into a lot more detail, and I'll tell you, I had to pull that in. I had to rein it in because, first of all, mental health mornings turned into mental health days because it didn't end until midnight. But also, though there are people that need to share, just because you come in and your mental health is a 5 doesn't mean it's traumatic 5, right? Some people
Right.
just wake up and they are a 5.
Right.
I also noticed that some certain people would look at, Megs with her 10 every day and be like, God, I'm a 5 every day. And it's more depressing. So we have now broken it down into 2 categories. So when we come in, how's your mental health today, Megs? And you tell me, oh, I'm a 10. If that day you're a 6, anything under a 7, we want to kind of focus on a little bit more. So if you tell me I'm a 6, but a manageable, that means you're just a 6, right? You're just having a crappy morning and we can't control that. If you have a 6 or a 5 or a 4 or a 3 or a 2 or a 1 and you're unmanageable, that's when we need to focus on that person.
Right.
And then we start saying, asking the pertinent questions. Is it something that we can help you with? Is it something you would like to share offline? Is it something that it can be changed? And I also have exercises that I do in my mental health when I know someone's consistently coming in just, oh, I'm a 4, oh, I'm a 4, oh, I'm a 4. We sit down and we focus on write everything down that is making you a 4 and then separate those things. What is manageable and what is unmanageable? The
Right.
things you can change and the things you cannot change.
Right.
Take those things you cannot change, set them aside for a minute, and work on the things you can change one at a time, right? Focus it. It's very important. Then it doesn't seem so overwhelming. If I have someone, and this is one more thing that my mods need to look out for, and this is really what we're doing. If we have someone who every day is coming in and they're just not happy and they're every day at something, then we need to look at, is this attention seeking?
Yeah.
Because if it's attention seeking, my boxes are there for people who are truly in need to talk,
Yeah.
right? To talk, not necessarily help, but to talk, to get it out.
Yeah.
So there's just so much that's involved with it, and literally every day it changes, right? Because
Yeah.
every day it's different people.
Ultimately, I mean, that's exactly what I was hoping you would touch on, and thank you so much. The fact that you do give your moderators, clear instructions, you guys work together as a team, but ultimately it's your say. They know what to watch for, and there's certain things that do require extra time and attention. But as a general rule, you're doing a mental health live, so you're going to have a lot more freedom and a lot more expectation of people opening up and having needs. I do game shows, positivity potatoes, and learning lives. So if someone comes in saying things like that, it's not the vibe I'm doing, so it's a lot more jarring for the moderator. So something to keep in mind. We're running out of time. I did see Best Buy Baby asked if we're having the Solar Summit or the Solar Prestige game. Best Buy Baby, what happened with the diamonds, my love? They all got intimidated when they found out you were going to play, so nobody wanted to come and play. So no, we're not doing Solar today, Best Buy. We're going to do Summits. Summit Prestige at 7 p.m. Eastern in T-minus 30 minutes. We're going to do the Summit Prestige. So if anyone here, anyone anywhere in the app has their Summit, even if the animation is not back yet, but you have your Summit, come in and play the Summit Prestige. We're recording it for ads and promotions. It is an ante-in, a buy-in with the Summit, and then whoever wins, depending on the number of players, we have 12 or 16. The prize is guaranteed minimum 3 times or 4 times first place, and 1.5 or 3 times second, and top gifter. My darling Best Buy, again, I want you to take a look at Squirrel 333's flip. Squirrel 333, take a look at her flip. And what's a summit? Well, I just have you throwing it 25 million times on my videos, and we have a compilation of you, Best Buy. All right, my darling Tails, I've left my gorgeous Matt here right here too long, so we're gonna go to Matt, we're gonna go to Sir Ken, and then we're gonna tie up the live with head fried rice. Matt, are you there?
Can we hear me right
Yes,
now?
we can. Yes.
Sweet.
Okay. So this is what I want to know. You came over from TikTok, right?
Correct.
What is your moderator experience there versus here? And freaking Best Buy with the summit. That's right there, you guys, right there. Best Buy, baby. Ka-ching, right there. Save it for the game, Best Buy. The game's happening in T-minus 25 minutes. You're a freaking legend. We love you so much. Give him a follow. What's the difference between TikTok and this experience, if anything, and anything that you want us to be mindful of that we haven't touched on with regards to moderating?
So it's a huge difference for me, and the reason that I love Favorite it, I'm coming from. I want you guys to think about the most toxic depths of TikTok is where I was at, and that's where I really got wore out on TikTok, just because it was miserable, you know. And so that's where it's been a blessing, but it's been also another summit.
It's mine. That's mine. That's my baby's throwing my summit now. Oh, you freaking legend. Oh my gosh, you guys. No, seriously. I'm going to get you and squeeze you. Best Buy, but save it. Save it. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
It's been a blessing and a curse because to me, I'm having to almost regulate myself on what is necessary to moderate, right? Because I'm
Right.
so used to such filth that, like, you know, things aren't as bad, you know, to me over here that should be a little bit more regulated. And so that's kind of something that's been something I'm adjusting to. I'm personally just getting to the point. I think I'm at that tipping point on my own lives where moderators are gonna be needed for me. You know, we're just starting to get a little bit busier and stuff. If um I can start, as you guys saw a little bit ago, if I can keep my live active long enough, because for some reason, mine just keeps going down and keeps going down if you guys have my notifications on, I'm sorry, because you get it all
Oh,
day,
there you go. Yeah.
every day, because I'm having to reset all the time. But I'm sure they're working on that, and that's fine. But yeah, as far as the moderator stuff goes, the big question that I have to all that, like the people that have moderated a bunch in here, how do you guys feel about the one, two, you know, number level people that are either no profile picture or just an obviously weird account, right? That maybe will say one little word at first or whatever. Um, are you watching them like a hawk? I mean, yeah.
I mean, so Brockton Christmas pickle juice had fried rice. We're running out of time. I don't want to rob anyone of the opportunity to pop in here, but I think that's a good point, Matt. So we're beta. We have a lot of brand new people that are joining that don't have a profile picture yet. They're brand new here. They're just kind of popping around, and then you have people that deliberately will create multiple accounts so they can come in and troll, right? So
We
how do you
watch them
tell the
like a hawk.
difference, and what do you do?
We watch them like a hawk closely. If I see someone with no profile picture, brand new, the first day on the app, I will welcome like normal. But as soon as they start to interact, I'm also on them quickly. If I see them coming to the boxes with the same process, watching them to drop them quickly. And we have had those that do just that. We had one today, and they were gone that quick. Because that's their goal. So it's a thing we're mindful of when we see that happen, so it doesn't disrupt the live. And it's something that happens very rarely here. Yeah, I notice other people watching too, and I might not even get to them because they're just gone that quickly. So we're aware of that
Watch your mouth.
because they're going to do that.
So I know we're almost out of time, so I'm just going to say this real quick. First of all, if you love the app like I do, because I really do, make sure we're stopping by the new page and welcoming in the new people that are trying to create and, you know, answering questions for them. People like Tails and Tilly that I admire so much that are doing mental health lives. I applaud you like you have no idea. Megs, thank you so much for having such a beautiful, amazing platform like this for us all to be able to come in here, get questions answered. I'm in a box full of legends right now. I feel really blessed and fortunate. And lastly,
Bangarang! You guys get your cheese balls. Get your cheese balls. We're doing the cheese ball challenge. We're gonna do a co-host hat after our summit game. Okay, Matt. Thank you so much. All right, Sir Ken. Sir Ken, you said you had something that you wanted to talk about. You're talking about this on Saturday, right?
Not this Saturday, but I believe the next Saturday on my Roundtable Saturday Symposium is a topic. So when I saw you were doing this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm going to get to like get some more little nuggets, you know, for my symposium. And everything that everyone said was it's definitely important for sure. I just wanted to touch on what was just said about the people with no profiles and the no bios and all that. The way I handle that every single night on my lives, because there's just a lot of them, I invite them up immediately. And I say, please come up and introduce yourselves, and we can help you with your bio, picking out a profile picture, help you navigate the app. You know, I'm a mentor here, blah, 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 you know, all that. Now, if they don't come up, I said, well, now, I can't help you if you won't come up. And 9 times out of 10, or 5 times out of 10, they're already gone. You know, they came in here, you know, like trying to get follows or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's how I can sort of mitigate those people. But you know, I have come up, you know, and they might not have, and they might not have put a profile picture. They might have stayed on the app had it not been inviting to them.
Yeah.
You know, so I give everybody, like you do, I give everybody a chance. If they take the chance, fantastic. I'm here. I'm here for that. I'm here for it. You know, and it works a lot of the time, but that's how I mitigate that part of it. In terms of the moderation, I have some really great mods, and they know my rules, just like yours know yours. Mine are a little bit more lax, but I also do it kind of a time of day thing. You know, I go from G to past PG-13 as the day progresses a little bit into the evening. You know, but I'm very, very vocal about where we're at in the day
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
people
Yeah. Oh,
as as they're coming in. Sorry,
that's
as
okay.
they're coming in. You know, I'm
That's a
very,
good point.
very transparent about it, so that everybody knows, what they're getting into. Um, and of course, if you ever come in, it's Pee Wee all day long.
It is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't stay long with Sir Ken because he's very spicy, but also he's a darling, and I love
Only
that you're
late at
always.
night. Only late at night.
That's
Only
okay.
late at night.
You're always teaching, and I do appreciate the different approach, right? Sir Ken is going to actively go out and he's going to look for those people that don't have, the profile pictures that look brand new and invite them up. And if they're, they maybe they are brand new and they need that handout, and maybe they would not have stayed on the app unless someone did invite them. And Sir Ken is
Right.
making friends all over, so I appreciate that.
You
All
know,
right, let's go.
one more thing on my mental health Mondays. I, like Tilly, have been very, very careful about, because we are not professionals. I've seen some people try to kind of cross that line, and that's a real important thing you don't want to do. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
mention that.
No, that's a good point. You're an absolute darling, Sir
Love
Ken.
you.
Thank you so much. All right, head fried rice, my love. Oh, Christmas, are you saying goodbye, or are you saying you want to add one more thing? You want
Actually,
to
I
share?
was just saying I love you to people down in the chat that are
Oh,
messaging us and that. But
I
I will
thought you
mention just
were.
one more thing, and then I'll be quiet real quick.
Okay.
One thing is, if you get a chance at some point today, if Muttman's in the room, if you can bring him up, he has a little present for you. So there's that. Yeah, that's just I'm a love you if I can't get in the chat.
I'm sorry. What did you say about what?
Oh, wait. Man. If you have a chance to, at sometime now or later, get Muttman in a box, he has a little present for
Muttman.
you.
Oh, Muttman, is it
Muttman.
ready? At me in the chat, Muttman. I got to see it.
He's ready. And the last thing I want to say, and then that's the only thing I want to say, is when you're going live yourself, be mindful of the individuals that you're modding for. And if you can represent that, if people start talking about them or whatnot, it's real important that you're consistent with who you are, because that's where the connection is. I don't think Men's would have certain people mod for if they didn't represent what she believes to a thing. I'm not saying you have to have the same G-rated live, but if they're talking about something else, if they're doing things that just don't vibe, be mindful of who you're modding for at all times when you're on this app. That's very important.
I know it's backwards, but this should be on the other side. Just saying.
Hold on now. Hold on now. So that's me in my gorgeous purple Best Buy robe with a crown on. And am I standing in front of a Disney castle? Did you make me a Disney queen?
Yes.
Man, oh my gosh, I love it so much. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on just a second. Brockton, I'm sending you down. I got to make these boxes bigger. I love you, Brockton. MVP Brockton. Thank you so much, Brockton. Magnet Fisher. Make sure you give him a follow. Thank you so much, my gorgeous pickle juice, my love. Thank you so much for being here. I'm
Thank
so grateful
you.
for you. I love you, love you, love you. Christmas, you legend. Thanks for leading the crew and being an absolute OG MVP. Thank you so much. Sir Ken, thank you for popping in and giving your incredible advice and opinions. We appreciate you. My gorgeous Tails and Tilly, everyone should be following her all the time and clicking her bell. And of course, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hear from Head Fried Rice before we end the live. But right now, let's see it. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm even doing a hand heart. Look at how awesome she is. Oh, Muttman, that's amazing with the freaking hearts next to it. Oh,
That looks so good.
it's
I'll
so
send it to
great.
you soon.
Will you? Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Oh, my darling. Thank you so much, Muttman. How awesome is that? Oh, I'm taking a screenshot. Yay! Thank you, my darling. Absolutely amazing. I want to see it close up again. All right, Head Fried Rice, we've got to restart the live to get our game ready for our summit, our favorite prestige summit game. So again, anyone, if you are interested in seeing all the new summits that are going to be thrown in on the screen, come on in and of course stay and play. But Head Fried Rice has something to kind of bring us all together, I hope, home with regards to moderating mental health, safety, security. What is it that you want to end us off with, my friend?
I was just saying that first of all, you need to communicate with your host because every live is completely different and every host will want different things. And
Yeah.
context is very important. So
Yeah.
in one person's live, I may be doing not much, and in another person's live, I might be a bit more on the ball. It's important to get to know what your host is comfortable with because what you're comfortable with versus your host might be completely different things.
Right.
But also don't be afraid to sort of still be modding even when things are quiet. So you don't need things to go bad to be modding, right? So even when things are good, use that time to promote your host, to promote the Discord, the merch, or whatever your host does. That's a perfect time to kind of build up their live in that way, encourage people to talk in the chat, and just keeps everything flowing nice and organized. But also in terms of mental health, something that I probably should have added earlier as well is you don't just have to be mindful of the person that needs the help, but also everybody else that's watching your live and the people on
Right.
the outside. Because even though you might be supporting that person and stuff, you still need to be mindful that the mental health of other people in the live is also going to be impacted by whatever's going on, especially if it's not planned live. Because a lot of the time it can be very spontaneous. You're just having
Yeah.
a normal live and then it comes out and you're like, oh dear, what do I do now? So in those situations, if it happens in the chat, what I normally do is I'll give the person a tag and say, hey, look, that's some heavy stuff. Like, I'm happy to talk to you off the app if you want to, but please be mindful of some of the trigger words if you're, if they're dropping quite graphic words. And just make sure that they feel valued and appreciated, but you also hold those boundaries. And boundaries are so, so important, especially when you're moderating, to ensure that the host is respected, but
Yeah.
also everybody else. And then the last thing I was going to say is, be consistent with your modding. So this is something that a lot of people struggle with. I know I can sometimes. You might see somebody that you know or a friend that comes into a live and they're breaching the rules of the live. Now, to be a fair moderator and to represent the host well, in my opinion, I think you should be consistent no matter who the person is. I don't, if you've been friends with them for 10 years, if you've just met them,
Yep.
the rules should apply in the same way. And
Yep.
that ensures then that it's a fair live and that nobody feels singled out and that the rules of the live are upheld.
And don't play favorites. You're right. Really good points there, Head Fried Rice, and I especially love, the little last plug here. Your moderators are there to keep you safe, but to keep the rest of the chat safe, to ensure that the rules are being upheld. But they're also there to help you with your job of providing the platform that people are wanting to engage in. And I love that Head Fried Rice has and Generator and Squirrel. You guys, you copy and paste these kind of standard responses. Hey, don't forget to check out Meg's merch. Click her profile. Don't forget to follow the Your Favorite Meg's YouTube. Watch recaps of Wisdom Wednesday. Don't forget Love to Love is a free game. Don't forget Favorite and Prestige coming up next. Like, you guys are absolutely, you are my promoters. You are my bouncers. You are my friends. You are people that have absolutely made all the difference in the world for my sense of safety, for my ability to provide a good show. I'm not so worried about being attacked and molested in the chat like I was at TikTok. This is a completely different place. And what Matt had said was, he came from the most vile sewer of TikTok, and so he's almost like it's PTSD. You're used to being treated a certain way, so it no longer affects you, but it does affect you. My darlings, this is a clean slate. This is favorited. People can say and do a lot more here. It doesn't mean that they should say and do more bad things. They should be saying and doing more things to uplift and love and support each other. So that's where we wanted to leave this, and I'm so grateful for my moderators and everyone's participation. We are totally out of time, so Head Red Rise, I'm going to pop you down. We are going to reset, and we're going to come right back because we do have a bannered event. A bannered event, for those of you that have done our Learn and Grows, you know that the bannered event is another word for a community event, which will be a big hop-in live. So please come back with your fingers ready to follow each other, to support each other in the chat, and of course, watch some incredible gameplay. We are recording this next live. We did this one for Wisdom Wednesday. I'll pop it up in the YouTubes tomorrow. But we're going to have, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's going to be our favorited Prestige. This is our newest game that we've been beta testing on favorited. Favorited's Prestige. And only those, on this next game, only those who have have been able to earn their summit. You do not have to have the animation back yet. Sometimes it takes a bit longer than we have, but if you have earned your summit, then you are going to be eligible to ante in or buy in to play the game. If I have 12 people come back, then we'll guarantee the first place prize is at least 3 times the ante, so at least $300 back is first place minimum. Second place is going to be at least $150 back, and also top gifter, the same as second. If we have 16 players come in, which I feel we might, then we are going to have a first place guaranteed minimum of 4 times, or at least $400 minimum first place prize. Second place is at least double or 2 times the prize for the ante, and same with our top gifter. You got to watch the gameplay, support if you can, follow everyone. I always have follow rooms and grow lives every time you're here. Thank you so much for attending Wisdom Wednesday. We went a little bit long. Next week we will have favorited staff come. DT, Zach, Fareed will get updates on the app. Don't forget to install the most recent update in the app stores now. I'm coming right back as soon as I do my own install, okay? All right, you guys, be right back for our favorited Prestige Summit. Go tell your summit holders to get their heinies in here. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much, MVP moderators. Love you, mean it.